everyone, this is Mrs. Welch. I've gotten a lot of questions lately on how to access certain things, whether it's things through adminum or it is Google Classroom stuff and what you're supposed to do with what. So I decided to make this video, and I'm going to try to go quick because I only have a 15-minute time limit. So real quick, I am just going to pick one class. It does not matter though if it's Econ or U.S. History. You can apply it to both. I'll pick first block U.S. History just to pick one. Econ, it's the exact same thing, okay? How it's laid out exactly in your Google Classroom. So I just picked first block, and there's my son, Jack, who is probably going to interfere a couple times through this recording. Anyway, do not go to the stream or the classroom. It's a mess, right? So everything is organized well under the classwork tab, and you should see an RVH continuity of education distance learning. And I have a bunch of things under it. So it wasn't my choice to organize it this way, but the district has requested that we do it this way. So everything gets kind of dumped under here. But I'm trying my best to make sure it's labeled clearly. Some of you are asking, what are these daily questions? What are we supposed to be doing with that? These are questions like if you're having issues with software or content, you can ask me during office hours. If it's not during office hours, you need to email me. And if it's something that's urgent, but it's during office hours, you can hit remind or do the remind. If it's outside office hours, email is the best way to go. However, for example, this morning, you're going to get some background music today. So I got about 20 emails saying, Miss Welch, adminum's not working, but they all went into my emails. Instead, what one person could have done, I'm going to pick a future date, April 27th. They could have gone to, today is the 21st. They could have gone over here. I'm not going to click that because there are some questions in there, and I want to keep people private as possible, because actually it's not private. It's like a discussion board. And you hit basically the assignment, and you ask your question if you're okay with it for everyone to be viewable. So I can't log in on adminum. That's a valid question that maybe others are having problems with. Well, instead of having Susie and Joey, John, Jacob, Jingle, whatever, right? As sending me 30 separate emails and me having to send y'all out another email, another remind, right? You can see me respond under Susie's question saying, hey, yeah, adminum's not working today. All right, let's move on. So those are the daily questions. They can be reflections. They can be questions. Some of y'all are going like, hi, how are you on them, which is kind of cute. But at the same time, let's keep it related to adminum, or in this case, World War II. For econ, it'd be government and U.S. Government and economic regulations. So up here, and this is the same for economics too. For economics, yours will say like something Unit 2 suggested calendar, and for U.S. history, I just called this one World War II. It's very important. I've been having a lot of students asking me, well, sorry, I'm getting distracted by this music. What am I supposed to do each day? I'm so confused. I don't know what to do each day, right? Well, here's this nice little hyperdoc I made that breaks it down. So it tells you when you should be done by. It also has some directions about how to use adminum. If you need this document to read out loud to you, you can do that. And this red is very important. Only spend 50 minutes a day on my content or anyone's content. You should not be spending more. I saw one person spend 4 hours on a module the other day, and it made me freak out. It stressed me out. Don't do that. And here's a Google timer if you need assistance. But here, this is just for U.S. history, but econ, it's going to be the same thing. It tells you what maybe you should be doing each day. This is just a suggestion. This does not mean that this is in stone. You work as fast or as slow as you're comfortable with. Keep in mind, the district has not, as of 4/23 on April 21st has not made a complete decision about what's going to happen with grades. Yeah, Jack, that's a dump truck. All right, so this tells you kind of what you're supposed to be doing. Keep in mind, there is this like, hey, check out Mrs. Welch's HyperDoc linked below, which we'll talk more about that. That's kind of the learning opportunity. But what you do is you go through here before the unit. Maybe you watch this video just to kind of get a good introduction. Then this tutorial, and for each one, I put this in, how to get started with Adminum, which I'm actually going to show you guys today. What are you doing? He's being weird. What each section's kind of about, and so on. In Econ, this is exactly the same. The post test, what its name is, what you need to do, share with me. The reflection piece, I'll talk more about that in a second. And here is the World War II HyperDoc I was talking about. Econ, you have one too. This is, I'm a fast worker, so let's say I got through everything in 2 days, and now I'm bored, and my parents are whining and telling me I need to do something, right? Let's be real. So I'm like, fine, right? So this is the extra stuff. This was the stuff originally we were going to give you before we switched to Adminum. There's PowerPoints, there's assignments, here's the Donald Duck activity we were going to do in class, study guides, SOL reviews, all sorts of different things. And then that's pretty much all this HyperDoc. So let's exit out of that and let's get to the turn-in and the reflection. So this World War II learning opportunity for Econ, it'll be like government taxation, turn-in. This is where you are supposed to turn in any work from that HyperDoc I just showed you, not the Adminum stuff. Adminum stays in Adminum. This is my stuff that I created, the extra stuff. So if you want that to count for something, again, I don't know if anything's going to count, to be honest. We're still trying to figure a lot of that out, but they say it's not going to hurt you, right? Keep working, and it may help you for your other quarters. So, you have that, and you can turn in as many assignments on that link as you want. Then, if you look here at the very top, you have the reflection. This shouldn't be completed until the last day, and it's just like telling you, what did you learn? What did you struggle with? What were some issues that you came across with Adminum or the HyperDoc? What did you like? What you didn't like? Things like that, but also like, I didn't realize that during World War II, blah, 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 or I didn't realize George Marshall was from Leesburg or lived in Leesburg, things like that. All right, I got to move on for time, but that's kind of how that is set up. So let's go to Adminum. Now, how do you access Adminum? I've had people ask me that too. All right, well, you go to LCS Go. Mine looks different than yours, but if you need help accessing it or finding it, if you, I can't type. I was looking at something else as I was typing. If you type in EDM, it pops up. It's also pretty high up. Now, I'm not going to click this because it pops up with a gradebook kind of thing. So I'm going to go to my course selections. And here, Econ, I will help you guys out. So I'm going to go and show you what some of these modules look like on my end. Now, I've exited out, or I've blocked some of these, like the economic systems, because we've already done them in class, so why would we do them again? So my Econ kids are on the role of government tutorial, and this is what it looks like, probably similar to the way it looks like on your end. I'm going to click next so it doesn't start playing anything. And that's what you do. You kind of go through this tutorial. Now, I've been told by other students that here's where it looks different on my end. I can just go through I also have a table of contents that allows me to skip through. I don't know if you guys have that. I have that. And in theory, this is supposed to look like the students. I even have the dictionary, the resources, the reading tools if you need to read out loud, translation, a calculator, and highlighter. I have the exact same things. But this is where things get kind of weird. We have here lesson activities. And as you can see, this is where it gets kind of annoying. Because you don't want to be typing this stuff in over and over and over again. So here's my tip to you guys. The first time you get to a lesson activity, answer it. I want you to answer it. And plus I can see when you guys answer it. If it doesn't give you a character limit, just answer it as simply as possible. And then so on. But I would copy and paste all your answers into a Google Doc. And the reason for that is, let's go back to the view curriculum. So you have finished the role of government tutorial. Now it's time to take the mastery test. And here you go, you get one free answer from me, but these are quizzes. So you do this, let's say that you are taking this test and you end up making a 40. Stuff happens, right? That means it kicks you out, it takes you back to here, and you have to redo the tutorial, and you'll see a lock button next to the test. You're locked out. Now, yes, I can unlock you, but I need to see that you've put in the effort, and if you got a 40 on the test, then odds are you didn't absorb some of that information. I'm sorry. So you got to go through the tutorial, and yes, that's where I'm the bad guy. You gotta go through the tutorial again. However, here's where I do sympathize with you. Whoops, I clicked the wrong one. Here, let me go over here. I have it up still. This is gonna be blank again. And it's really annoying to have to type in everything all over again. So again, that's where it's useful if you type the answers in a Google Doc and then you can just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, boom, move on, right? Go back over the areas that you were weak on. That's my advice to you. Now, just to also show you, for the way we have it set up, each government and taxation, for econ, it's a little different. For econ, you're not going to be able to take your post-test until almost June. So it's going to be a while. And these mastery tests, I will be putting the highest grade into the grade book. However, the grades will not be calculated into your GPA or anything like that. We do know that. However, it'll let your parents know kind of your progress, because some parents are struggling with this, so it's easier if we just put it into grade book, right? So for you guys, your post-test won't be until the end. For U.S. history, completely different. In fact, I'm just going to go down because it's easier to show you guys. So you can see 5 people locked out. They got to go through their tutorial again. I'm going to go through their curriculum. And you can see, econ, if you thought you had it bad. U.S., it's pretty intense. That's because we had a lot left. We're going to try to get through as much as we can. We'll see. But they have the World War II, the home front, anti-communism, and that's kind of that 1, 2, 3 you saw in the hyperdoc. You don't have to worry about a unit activity, but here's the post-test. And you get a freebie on this one. But you get a post-test and at the end of each unit. So just kind of showing you how it goes. I don't know how post-test getting locked works. I've got it set on unlimited. I would assume, though, if you've scored high enough on these tutorials, it won't lock you out. Sorry, again, he's playing with toys. This time it's elephants in the jungle. But in any case, that's all I have. I hope I see a lot of you at the Google Meet tomorrow. Other than that, have a great day.